Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Dr. Nick, and this is the 90s Guys Show. Today I wanted to do a little bit of a Christmas memory throwback. If you don't recognize it from the music, the 1991 blockbuster smash hit movie starring Macaulay Culkin, Daniel Stern, and Joe Pesci, John Candy, Home Alone. Now, this movie came out in 1991. And I remember my mom and dad telling me, hey, we're going to the movies. We're going to go see Home Alone. And I was like, what in the world is Home Alone? I had no idea what it was. I don't remember ever really seeing any previews. I think there was, but I don't remember them. And we went to the theater, and it was awesome. I mean, it was a classic film. I loved it. Comedy, action, it was just really awesome. Especially being a kid, it was really good. Based around Christmas time. The plot of the movie is Macaulay Culkin is a boy who lives in Chicago, and he lives with his family, a rather large family, and all of his family is gathering at his house to go on a trip to Paris for Christmas time. Now, Kevin gets into an altercation with his brother who says that he ate all the cheese pizza, and they get into it, they push each other. The mother sends him upstairs. He stays up there, doesn't want to apologize, and during the nighttime, the wind knocks a tree into the power line, knocks the power out. No one gets up on time. The airport shuttle shows up at their house. Everyone's running around, acting all crazy, trying to get to the airport on time. They go to count the kids, and when they go to count the kids, one of the neighbor kids is actually standing there by the van, and they count him as Kevin. Kevin wakes up in the morning, realizes, oh my gosh, I made my family disappear. And they're just gone to him. They're gone. He doesn't know what happened to them. Because at night, I wish they would all disappear. Because in his mind, they were driving him crazy. But, they get on the airplane, and all of a sudden, his mother is sitting next to her husband, and he's like, there's something bothering me. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, we got everybody, we got everything. And he's like, wait a minute, there's something. He's like, I forgot to close the garage. And she's like, no, that's not it. And she realizes that Kevin's not there. Now, this movie takes a really weird turn. Not really weird turn, but the interesting thing about it is Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci play the Wet Bandits, which are a couple of burglars that are going through the town or the neighborhood. Everyone's gone on vacation or shopping, and they know this. Joe Pesci at the beginning of the movie actually posed as a police officer to get into these people's houses to find out, their whether they were leaving, their light patterns, all different kinds of stuff, to be able to get in the house and steal things. And the reason why they were called the Wet Bandits was because Marv, he would leave the water running in the house, and Harry was obviously played by Joe Pesci. But here is the VHS copy. This is the exact copy that I had when I was younger. Exact copy. See, the label is like pristine. The box is a little wrinkled, but it's not that big a deal. I remember when I went and seen this movie. My mom's a big fan of this movie too. Very good movie, holiday classic. I like both of them, but this one is probably my favorite. The first one's probably my favorite. And of course, you got the iconic, face on the front where he's like, ah, oops. Ah. But anyways, this is actually another copy that I was able to pick up, where it's actually still got the American Airlines punch thing on the side of it, right there, and it's got the sponsored by Pepsi. This is actually another mint copy. I was glad to pick this up. just a little addition, add to the collection. And of course, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Now this one was made in 1993. This one also starred Macaulay Culkin, the Wet Bandits, and this basically what this was, they were going to Christmas in Florida. Kevin actually made it to the airport. He was changing batteries, and what these would become famous because of the movie. These are Talk Boys. This one is my original one. It's the Talk Boy. You could record things, play it back. And this is the deluxe Talk Boy. Both of these, this one's my original one, and the other one I picked up at a Goodwill a few years ago. And basically, Home Alone 2, he was changing batteries in his recorder, trying to get some batteries out of his dad's backpack. And they're both running. They got up late again. They're both running. The whole family's running to get to the airplane before it takes off. He follows this guy that has the same jacket as his dad. And he gets on the plane thinking that his family's on the plane. He puts his headphones on and he flies to where he was thinking, Florida. He gets there and he's looking around and he asks the lady at the counter, he's like, ma'am, what city is that over there? That's New York, sir. My family's in Florida. I'm in New York. He ended up in New York City. He at first was a little freaked out, but then he went to the different sites, ended up running into the Wet Bandits again. Another really good movie. I appreciated the movie. Very good, different. Basically the same premise. This time they're all at the airport in Florida, and they're passing all the bags down, and they're like, hand this to Kevin, and then they pass it all the way down, and it gets to almost the very end, and they realize that Kevin's not there. So they go to the airport security, file a missing persons. Kevin actually tries to go to a relative at his house, which unfortunately his relative is actually having his house renovated, so that didn't really work. But it's the same premise. He sets traps in his relative's house to throw at the Wet Bandits, which the Wet Bandits, their scheme this time, instead of robbing houses, is actually robbing a toy store after it closes down. Kevin thwarts this scheme on his part and ends up having the Wet Bandits caught. He ends up meeting a lady in the park who is a person that takes care of pigeons, a homeless lady. Ends up becoming friends with her, actually runs into Donald Trump in the lobby and asks where the lobby was. Very cool cameo. Tim Curry is also in this movie. We all know Tim Curry from many, many different films. One of my favorite, Rocky Horror Picture Show. But, yeah, very good movie. Came out a few years later. Still very good. Still based around Christmas time. Both of these, this copy that I actually have is actually also my original copy for when I was younger. This is a couple other things that I wanted to show you. Home Alone actually came out on the Genesis and the Super Nintendo. It was basically, you played Kevin, you had weapons and set traps trying to stop them from robbing all the houses. And obviously, years later I was able to pick up the DVDs. So, anyways, that's just some of my memories of Home Alone. I would recommend you checking it out. You could pick up the DVD for maybe $4 or $5. Definitely cheaper when it's not holiday time. They don't have it on Netflix or Hulu, but like I said, I was able to pick couple of these DVDs up for, I think it was like $2 or $3 at a garage sale. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. Like this video, hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all later.